Hi everyone, my name's Rob, I'm a smartphone filmmaker, and today I'm going to show you how to make a more professional looking smartphone film. Let's get into it. Now, one of the biggest tips I can possibly give you to make a more professional looking smartphone film is to take your hands physically off of your phone. So it sounds counterintuitive, but the problem is when you're using your hands on your phone like this, is that you're going to get tiny little kind of tremors in your hands, which may not be that noticeable on the screen of your phone, but when you actually get it back onto your TV, laptop, iPad, something bigger, and even on your phone as well, when you check the footage back, you'll see these tiny little kind of tremors in the footage, which will stop it from looking professional, and it will show that you're using a smartphone. Now, just because you're using a smartphone doesn't mean we can't make smooth footage. So to do that and get our hands off the phone, we use something like this, which is a video rig. This one is the Ulanzi U-Rig Pro. Now, I use this, I love this, I use it all the time. And because you're using your hands and not a gimbal, it doesn't matter how much weight you've got on there. If anything, if it's heavier, it's easier to use as well. So you can put a clip on there, make sure that you've got your ND filters if you're filming outside like I am right now with my phone. And it just allows you to get smooth shots with your hands off of the phone. And you're then able to get a film that looks more professional and have shots that kind of look a bit more silky smooth. So instead of having that kind of jittery feel as if you got your hands on the phone, you got something that takes your hands off of it and gives you the footage that you want to make a more professional looking film. The next tip is to study cinematography. Now, just because you're using a phone doesn't mean we have to scrimp on having good quality shots. We have so many great films out at the moment like Unsane, Tangerine, Blue Moon. They have great cinematography, and it really can separate your film from the rest. So to give yourself a professional look, go on YouTube, search Cinematography 101. I've got a video on my channel here about different camera angles and how to use them. Really take the time to take your film to the next level. There's so many short films out there, not just smartphones, but when people start out, myself included, where the footage maybe isn't that great because we haven't taken the time to study the basics. Things like opening shots, what does this say about your character? In this one, you got all the plants around the character, so you know instantly a lot about her, or at least one of the biggest things about her personality. And then shots like this Dutch angle as well, to show things turning over and going a little bit crazy. So really take the time to study your cinematography. So let's look at the professional smartphone films, feature films and short, that are amazing, like Blue Moon or Tangerine. These had really great festival runs out on streaming sites now, as well as the likes of Unsane, which are doing so well, all made on smartphones, and Plant Lady as well. The thing that these films all have in common is Filmic Pro. This is what you need to make a smartphone film look professional. It gives you so many great features. You've got the exposure reticule, so you can sort that out before you get started, lock that, tap it red. You've got the focus reticule as well, so you can make everything look absolutely professional. Make sure you got all those locked down. So many options to choose from to get your kind of control over the image. You've got aspect ratios as well, so you can choose from 16:9 all the way up to more anamorphic looks like 239:1. You've got resolution, which you can bring down to a very basic 540, which I use for a Plant Lady for the CCTV footage, and all the way up to 4K as well, which will allow you to crop your footage when needed. Of course, as well, you've got the frames per second that you can alter, so you can go from 24 frames per second, which is the film standard, all the way up to slow-mo frame rates like 60, 120 for really slow, and 240 for super slow motion footage as well. So really take the time to get an app like this. It costs about £15, but it will also help you organise like here by favoriting your favourite files and shots, so you can organise this for post-production. It really helps you take your footage from okay to a really professional standard. And also MC Pro 24 frames per second. If you're on Android, that's an Android only app, so you've got the option of Filmic Pro on Android and MC Pro 24 frames per second. Check both of those out. Now, of course, something you really need to have is the 4 must-have accessories. Now, for any smartphone filmmaker, I think you have to have these. I really do. It doesn't have to be a state-of-the-art tripod. This one's about £70. You've got the little bubble there to show if you're level or not. You've got the pan handle for tilting and doing simple shots like that. This one has legs that invert as well, so you can then turn it upside down and get really nice shots for the ground level as well. You can also take the leg off it, so you can then use it as a monopod, giving you a lot of options. And then, of course, as well as that, you need ND filters if you're going to be filming outside. You can get different strength ones, so you can use ND filters to bring your exposure to an acceptable level. Whether you're filming inside, want to pump more light inside and then expose for outside, or whether you're simply outside and wanting to do that for the skies and the clouds and such. You will also need good sound, so a shotgun mic like Rode Video Mic Me can work really well for you. That plugs straight into the head socket of your phone. You can get ones that plug into the lightning socket as well, so don't worry if this doesn't work for you. If that's not really going to work for your film, then you've got the Boya BY-M1 or other lav mics like it. With this particular one, it's got a 6-meter wire. This is actually one of my recent videos, so check it out if you want to look about this microphone. And you can make really low budget boom poles like this. So if you haven't got much money and you want to get good sound, this is really, really helpful. Also, like we saw earlier on, the Ulanzi U-Rig Pro is a really simple rig. You can then bring the bracket up to fit any phone you want and then add lenses to it as well. Oh, hi there. My next tip is to become the Jedi Master of what you do have. So don't worry about the accessories that you don't have for now. If you don't have a gimbal, for example, you don't need one to start anyway. I made that mistake. I got the DJI Osmo Mobile 3 gimbal straight away when I wanted to get into smartphone filmmaking. That sat in a drawer for about 7 or 8 months before I actually started using it, because I didn't know how to tell a story in the first place with a basic thing like a tripod. So get yourself something simple to start with, whether it's a tripod like this, like £10. You can get taller ones as well for the same price, and start learning your camera angles and how to tell a story through different types of shots. That way you're going to become the Jedi Master of what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Start making films straight away. Okay, so let's say you've got Filmic Pro now, or MC Pro 24 frames per second, whichever smartphone app you're using at the moment. You studied your cinematography, you've learned how to use everything you've got. Well, now we want to have a really good story that's going to marry with those things to make a really great short film or feature film. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a short film, very, very short film, of how it's not done. Hopefully it's a bit comical. And then I'm going to show you a longer version of that and how I made it more interesting. So I'm going to show you the 3 steps to having a good story, talking about how your character starts off, what the obstacle is that they have to overcome, and where they are and how they've changed by the end of the film. Let's take a look. Version 1 of the short film. The bus is due and it's on time. She gets on the bumpy bus and she's on her way to work. She's going to feed those kids and pay them bills. Here she is at the ice cream parlour where she works, and what a well-written, great story to finish with. Wrong. Version 2. She's had a lovely walk to the bus stop, but it's 6 minutes delayed. Now she's going to be late for work and she's not going to be able to feed her kids, and she's not going to be able to pay them bills. She's nervous. The conflict has started already. This is her obstacle, just getting to work. The conflict is rife. The bus breaks down. Now she's having to go through Murder Woods, and that already doesn't sound good, does it? So she walks through Murder Woods. She's trying to think about how she can get through this. What kind of... oh no, she's at the danger point. How is she going to get past the danger point? She's got to get down from the bridge, past this dangerous area, and can she make it? Can our heroine do it? Of course she can. And now she's off. As she walks through the woods, she finds the road that leads to her work. Now she just has to get there. Uh-oh, a huge log lands on her legs. What will she do? The tension rises, the conflict arises. We're interested and we're involved in this character. She gets a helping hand from a stranger. You can always trust the kindness of a stranger. And off she goes. Now she's at work, at the dairy parlour, and that is a much more interesting way to tell the story. Well everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this as I hear kids screaming in the woods. That sounds a lot darker than it is. They're with families. And if you've enjoyed this video and you've learned a lot from it and how to make a more professional looking smartphone film, then please do hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It really helps this channel to continue to grow, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, take care, bye bye.